Okay, this next interview, you can learn how to get 40 distributors for your product for free. You know, I mean, we all have a neat idea to sell it. How'd you like to find 40 people come knocking on your door that doesn't cost you anything to get these people? And they say, hey, I'll take your product and go sell it to the world and just give me a commission or a percentage of what I sell. Man, then that's the ideal way to sell anything. That's how I sold stuff on not only the internet, but on television, radio, and things like that. I said, these people, I said, instead of paying for advertising, I said, hey, you sell it, but I'll give you half the money. You know, because the bookstore was the same way. Well, that's what this guy did. So you're going to learn so much for this interview. Not only how to get 40 distributors for free, but how to go swimming or surfing or any water sport with earplugs that you could still hear. Like yeah, don't even have them in. I mean, it's an incredible idea. That's what, to me, I love exercising. Yeah, I know I need it so badly just to keep doing stuff in life. But water is so bad because all the stuff in the ears you get, you know, and you can't hear, and then you get diseases. You know, if you're in the water a lot, there's a lot of bacteria, you know, particularly in the ocean and in public places. You get bacteria in the ears, and so many times then you can't exercise anymore. So all that bacteria, and you can't hear, and all this. Well, they've solved this problem with a little, you know, really a real inexpensive earplug that nobody else has, you know, and they're coming out and they're crowdfunding on it. I think they already got like $20,000 for this thing. They're way past their quota. So if you know of anybody who's interested in water sports, man, this is the thing, you know, and you'll learn how to distribute products. You'll learn how to solve a problem with all the stuff that when you go swimming, and you also learn that surfing is big in Sweden. Everybody in this company that's been working on this project, there are a bunch of designers up in Sweden, they're all surfers in Sweden. Wow. I never knew that. So watch this interview. It's fun. You'll learn a lot of stuff and learn about surfing in Sweden. Now, what's better than that? Well, Christian Dietrich, the SurfEars designer, inventor, salesman, and everything. Man, I never knew this was such an important thing to have. Man, you're going to save everybody a whole bunch of healthcare bills and relationships. You invented something that if I go surfing or playing in the water at all, I could protect my ears and still hear everything around me. How'd you do that?
That's right, that's right. Well, by combining technology from mobile phone industry with a lot of years of surfing on the water, we managed to create a product which really helps surfers here while surfing, and it protects their ears at the same time.
No. So it's anybody involved in any kind of water sports. If you're an active swimmer, I mean, I see the people coming out of the pool and they have earplugs in them to, I guess, to protect their ears more, but then they can't hear anything. And your product, you can make a conversation and understand and pick up the nice young lady in the next lane while you're still swimming.
Exactly. That's the whole point of this product. And it really reaches out to all water sports users out there. It's not only surfers. It can be used for any sport on the water.
Definitely. And there are serious problems that people encounter when they are swimming nowadays and staying in the water a lot. I mean,
especially if you spend time in cold waters, they have a symptom called surfer's ear, where your ear canals grow together. The bone grows as a protection mechanism to protect your ears from all the cold. And eventually you will have to do a very, very bad operation to hear again.
Wow. You need an operation. So I'm gonna save $100,000 on an operation, particularly in this country. Maybe in Sweden, healthcare is cheaper, but here it's very expensive. But it seems to other things too. I mean, besides that abnormal bone growth, I mean, you have now a lot of pollution in the water. Right? So you could get germs and stuff coming in your ears and be affected for a long time with some parasite or something.
Yeah, well I mean, the normal thing is that if you spend a lot of time in the water, you get sort of a rash in your ear canal, you get ear infections, inflammations, and it keeps people out of the water because it hurts, and you need to take some medication probably for it. And it really helps people to stay on the water, because with SurfEars, if you use it constantly, you can spend time in the water even though they're dirty, and I mean, if you take proper care, use them every time you surf. You won't have any issues, and it really helps. It's a great help.
So you get more surfing time in if you use this, because the doctor's not telling you better stay out of the water for a while until this thing heals. And show us one. You have one there. I mean, it's so elegant, the design. I mean, it's not like a normal earplug at all.
This is the thing. It goes in your ear, so you put it in like this, and you flip the little wing into your ear concha, the outer part of your ear, and it sits really well.
I see. So that's snug in there. It's not going to fall out even if you, fall off your surfboard, huh?
No, for sure. I mean, I told you, I've been to Barbados recently, and I've been out in really big surf, and they stay on. They stay on. Even in big wipeouts.
Wow. So. Well, why haven't people done this before, or whatever, or just the other products are not as good?
I think, earplugs have existed for years.
Yeah.
And I think it's sort of a forgotten product. Earplugs have always existed. They look the way they look.
So an earplug's an earplug.
Yeah, but there are for sure companies who have done good earplugs, but they mainly protect your ears. You don't hear anything. So they protect very well. You can't speak to people. You can't hear people say the word. That's really an issue. So that's why we came up with this product, because you want to be able to communicate. Surfing and other sports as well, it's a lot about socializing with friends on the water, having fun. And if you can't speak, you kind of lose that experience.
So it's like wearing a prophylactic in your ear, but you really enjoy this one because you could hear, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I say, so is this a health product or a sports product?
I would say it's more of a sports product, but it probably can turn into a health product.
Yeah, it seems to me.
Certification.
Yeah. Right. In this country, you're going to need FDA approval, so don't call it a health product. Stay in the sports line. But all you guys, you're a bunch of guys at a design company that developed this, and everybody in your company surfs, and you're all from Sweden. I didn't know Sweden was such a surfing capital.
Yeah, it's funny. There's a lot of surfers in Sweden. Even on a winter day in January, you will find 20 people on the water.
Wow! No, there must be ice in the ocean in January. There.
We surf all year. That's why we really at the place where you can try this product to the very extreme limits. And
wow!
We surf all year round down to 0 degrees Celsius, and it works. It's
well, here we're a bunch of wusses. It's only Southern California and Hawaii or something. And we don't do that otherwise. Well, this is an incredible product. Now, other things that you've done. Now, you're on Kickstarter with this, and you're not even finished, and you made your quota already. So people love this thing, man. And you got 300 people already bought this, and so you really know there's a market. But more importantly, you said because the campaign, the crowdfunding, you got 30 or 40 distributors already. Now that's an amazing.
We had a lot of distributors and retailers contacting us and want to work with us. They want to sell this product because they see a need for it.
Yeah.
They see that. It's apparently we've done a good job selling the idea of the product.
But it's useful because you guys know it for sure because you're all surfers, right? Yeah. And it's not like you never got in the water before and trying to solve somebody else's problem. You're solving your own problem and found a way to do it. And now you're sharing it with the world, which is wonderful. And literally with the world. You're in Sweden, they're selling this thing on Kickstarter, and the rest of the world is buying it because they see that need. But you put in a lot of time developing this thing, it sounds like.
Yeah, for sure. We spent, as I told you, the last 2 years running this as a project side by side with other stuff we've done in the company. And we've done literally hundreds of prototypes. We have a 3D printer in our office, which is churning out prototypes. Whatever idea we get, we can build it in hours.
You got earplugs for elephants, anybody?
So now we've been working on this for quite some time. I think we summarized hours, and we're up to something like 1,200 R&D hours.
Well, I don't know if you know that book. There was a book very popular here. Outliers, it's called, and it takes like 10,000 hours to get good at anything. You know, like the Beatles had to go in Germany and play in this, venue for 10,000 hours before they got good at their work. You know, so I mean, it does take work, but it's not money; it's really energy, right? And that's what you invested in, and your talent and things like that. And now that you need the money, you go online and go to Kickstarter, right? And instead of going right to Kickstarter, you go right to your site called SurfEars.com. That will get you to Kickstarter, be one of the first people in your swimming pool or anywhere to get these earplugs so you don't get any diseases, and you can hear people and keep out the cold and all that junk in your ear. And also learn about your company. I mean, Frankly Development sounds like a cool bunch of designers you guys got there. I mean, I was looking at your other projects. I mean, you were working on something like the smallest GPS in the world. It's smaller than a pen, you know. Or I like the hot booty you have. This. It's a bicycle seat that's a warmer for your bicycle seat.
Now we've done a lot of cool projects lately, and I mean we're all the engineers, designers who come together as a company. We're a small company. We're now we're 14 people soon.
I say all surfers.
Yeah, also surfers. But we're having a really good time. We're doing some really cool projects for really nice clients. But SurfEars is the first project of our own, like the first really product.
Yeah.
We're going to release onto the market.
Well, I guess you're seeing this as not being beholden to a client who you have to do what they say. Here, you're more in control of your own life by designing your own product, finding a way to sell it without going out and finding 40 distributors yourself. They found you because you put it for free on the internet, right? And it doesn't get better than that. And you get rid of having to go all these lousy lunches with clients, right? You can go surfing instead.
Exactly. For sure.
Well, anybody who's in the water at all needs a pair of SurfEars to keep healthy, wealthy, and wise so you can stay in the water long. And the best place to go is SurfEars.com, right? And be the first in your swimming pool to get SurfEars. Thank you so much, Chris. It's a delight. And thanks for doing this work and inventing this product for the rest of us.
Cool. Thank you.
Take care. Okay, get a plane ticket. Don't go to Hawaii. Go to Sweden and start surfing. But more importantly, the crowdfunding is such an important thing, because even if you don't make your money, you get distributors. People hear about your product. They and all this kind of stuff. I mean, that you'll never get anywhere. It'll cost you hundreds of thousands of dollars to go out and find people who are interested in distributing your product or whatever. Man, this is why with crowdfunding and things like this, it's the downside is nothing. The downside is an upside. Because even if you didn't get the 20 grand, you get $500,000 worth of distributors. Now, what could be better than that?